Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
And it looks like we have one of our folks now. Sir, over there in the jail, what's your name, please? Sir, can you tell us your name?
I was illegally arrested. I'm not sure this is a real prison. I haven't been able to talk to a lawyer. I'm refusing to comply.
Okay. Well, I've got a lawyer right here who's ready and willing to talk to you. Mr. Sneva, do you want to go into a chat room with him and then let me know when you're ready?
Sure.
We'll set that up. Right, and in the meantime, I have one other civil petitioner whose case I need to call. Edward and Melissa Godoy. Is that you?
Yes, I'm Melissa. My husband wasn't able
Melissa.
to be here.
Okay. And the respondent is Rachel Page. This is 26-235. And ma'am, I've got your petition here for an anti-harassment order against Rachel Page. I've reviewed this petition as you filed it. Now the petition is going to be denied. The reason for that is that the request here would implicate the use or enjoyment of real property. Therefore, the district court doesn't have jurisdiction to determine that issue. You would have to file an appropriate action in the Superior Court in order to get that order that you're looking for.
So that would be like a civil complaint.
Possibly. I think what happened here is I think you filed the wrong kind of lawsuit in the wrong court. So the dispute that you described in here probably needs to be handled a different way. So you might want to contact an attorney to get some legal advice on how you should proceed on that. But
even if she's acting maliciously with
even if
police officers,
anything here that has to do with who has the right to access what's on the other side of that gate, that has to be decided in Superior Court. What I'm telling you is this court does not have jurisdiction to hear your case, even if your case is perfectly meritorious, which it may be, I don't know, but this court can't hear it. That's what I'm telling you.
okay.
Yeah, so you can take the exact same issues that you've got here, you can file those in a Superior Court, and this obviously would be Thurston County Superior Court, and they may be able to provide you relief, but I think you might want to consult with an attorney before you do it.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right, Mr. Sneva, you're back.
Yes, Your Honor. Without divulging what was said in our conversation, we were unable to have a productive conversation and move forward. So I think
I said that he isn't my lawyer.
Okay.
So I'm not sure how the court would like to proceed.
So, sir, are you going to tell me what your name is?
I was illegally arrested. I'm not sure that you're a judge. I'm not sure that this is a prison. It seemed a lot like an abduction. So I haven't been able to talk to an attorney. I was not read my rights. Lots of things went wrong that were not according to procedure. I don't think that this is a real trial.
It's a lot more challenging for me to help you or answer any of your questions if you won't start by at least telling me who you are, and we'll go from there. All right, and Miss Lamari has not, Miss Lamari has not ever previously met with him either, is that right?
That's my understanding, Your Honor. It does appear she's appointed on the other matters or matter.
Yes, I see that. All right. And I'm going to just for a second review that other matter, because this is a warrant return. All right. The other case looks like it kind of had a similar path. All right. So Ms. Pinkston, is the city alleging that this is Harmana Singh Chopra?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Mr. Chopra, I'm
Name.
that you have been charged by the city of Olympia the crimes of criminal trespass and making a false statement to a public servant. The city of Olympia alleges that those crimes occurred on April 25th of 2026. You've been charged with these crimes. If you're convicted, you could receive a fine or a jail sentence. You have important legal rights. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. If you're not able to afford an attorney, the court will appoint an attorney to represent you at no cost. You have the right to a public and speedy trial by an impartial jury in the county where the crime is alleged to have occurred. You have the right to hear and question any witnesses called by the prosecution. You have the right to call your own witnesses. The court will compel the attendance of your witnesses. You are presumed to be not guilty of the crimes charged, and you cannot be found guilty unless the prosecution proves every element of the crimes charged beyond a reasonable doubt at trial, or unless you enter a plea of guilty. You have the right to remain silent. You are not required to testify against yourself. You have the right to testify if you choose to do so. If you're convicted at trial, you have the right to appeal your conviction to the Thurston County Superior Court. If you plead guilty, you give up those rights. All right, Mr. Chopra, are you prepared to enter a plea to the charges of criminal trespass and making a false statement to a public servant? All right, I will enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf to both charges. And Ms. Pinkston, what is the city's recommendation on bail or release conditions?
The city has concerns about his likelihood to continue to reoffend. Looking at the criminal history on his DCH, he has the three charges. There are three cases just stemming from the end of 2025 until now. So in the past 5 months, he has taken on, it looks like, 3 new cases. We did run an NCIC, and that is showing a Berg out of Seattle in 2024, but it lists the disposition as not received. And so I'm not sure why that wouldn't show up on the DCH. It looks like the names and everything match, but that is the only other thing that he has on his criminal history. My concern, though, is just the ongoing behavior. So I am asking for bail. I'm just going to be asking for $1,000. I would also ask that he commit no new law violations, and then also to not return to the Hampton Inn, which is at 4301 Martin Way East.
All right, and Mr. Sneva, do you have any recommendations on release?
I just asked to be released. He doesn't have much of any criminal history, and I do understand. I'm not sure how the court's viewing his behavior today, but he just doesn't have much history at all. And I don't know if we're gonna having him stay in jail is going to help much of what the issue is today. So I would ask that he be released and given a court date to return, and hopefully we can handle this matter through the normal course. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but I think at this stage, I would ask the court still kind of posture the case that way. Thank you.
Okay. All right, and I'm going to appoint Ms. Lamari on this newest case and set bail in the current case, the 344 case, at $500. Conditions of release are don't violate the law, don't have any contact with the Hampton Inn. I'm setting bail because he's been on pretrial release from a December incident of trespass, and then he was arrested again in January, charged with trespass. He failed to appear for his court hearings for that, and now he's back in custody with another charge of trespass. So there's every reason to believe he won't appear for court.
I'm going to repeat that that's not my name, and that you may be seeing the wrong person.
We're going to get Ms. Lamari in there and have a conversation and see if we can sort out any of these issues. So let's have a pretrial within the next couple of weeks. All right, so we'll do this next week on May 7th at 1:30. That'll be for both cases. And then I want to, I don't want this to be a situation where nobody talks to him until the day of his hearing, and then we're in the exact same position. I want the attorney to actually meet with him.
Your Honor, when was the court date?
It's next week, next Thursday, May 7th.
I'll be calling Miss Lamar as soon as we get out of court.
Appreciate that.
Yep.
Okay. All right. We'll see everybody again next week on this case.
Thank you.
It's going to be $500 on the warrant case too. And we'll just set the same date next week. Okay, that will be all for today.
I was illegally arrested, and this isn't a real jail. You say my name is Harmer, but that is an epic fail. I am refusing to comply with your $500 bail. Keep me away from the Hampton Inn while I stand here